You ever walk onto a plane knowing exactly who you are, thinking it's just another flight, just another 4 hours above the clouds, and then bam, you step right into a war you didn't start and sure as hell didn't ask for? That was me, Danielle Coleman, the morning I boarded Flight 708 in a crisp black suit, ready for silence, not for a showdown. But the universe had other plans. I found a white executive, maybe 50-something, legs crossed, eyes full of old money and new arrogance, already planted in seat 1, Amy's seat. "You must be lost, ma'am. This is first class." He smirked, just loud enough for the whole damn cabin to hear. Yeah, that happened. And right there, time sort of stopped, you know? Not because I was surprised, though. I'd seen that look before, but because it was so bold, so public, and so familiar. I didn't argue. I reached for my phone, quietly whispered, "Activate Protocol Cobalt." Most folks thought I was just being dramatic. But let me tell you, when you live enough years fighting for space in rooms you built, you don't back down. The plane never took off. The company behind that smirk unraveled, and the rules of the game shifted midair. But I didn't know that yet. I just wanted 4 hours of peace before Senate briefing, one more battle for Novamind's education project, but life kept dealing wild cards. Everything about that morning fell off from the jump. My assistant, Marcia, the best in the business, had me checked an hours ahead. TSA was a breeze. I was gliding through, thinking about my upcoming pitch, when suddenly the air changed like the universe was holding its breath just for me. I stepped on board. Flight attendant smiled her smile, but I wasn't there for pleasantries. I needed silence, not small talk. Then I turned into first class, saw him tan suit, square jaw, elbow resting like he owned the place. He barely looked up, didn't even see me as human, just an obstacle. I cleared my throat, held out my pass. "Excuse me, sir. I believe you're my seat." He didn't blink, didn't look, just muttered, "No, ma'am." "I don't think so." I was ready with receipt showed in my boarding pass, biometric scan, every layer of proof modern tech could give. He finally looked at me and gave that look black women in power know it too well, half amusement, half disbelief, and all condescension. "This seat isn't for charity promotions. Like my presence here was a publicity stunt, not the result of grit, of work, of fighting to be seen." People were watching now. Murmurs rippled behind me. A teenager pulled out his phone. In 2025, if you so much as sneeze wrong in first class, someone's streaming it. The flight attendant got involved, checked his pass. "Richard Hale, for C, not 1A. "Must be a system error," he shrugged. "I always fly 1A. But it wasn't just about a seat. It never is it? Every black woman, every outsider, knows when the moment comes you stand your ground, where you lose something bigger than a chair. I held my position. He raised his voice, and suddenly, the captain's voice cut insecurity, concern. Boarding halted. That word security, it travels like wildfire in an airplane cabin. Suddenly, I'm the risk. People exchange glances, a mother squeezes her baby, earbuds drop to the floor, and that's when the real theater begins. Airport security shows up. Only the guy isn't shy, he's too calm, too high up the food chain. He quietly asks me to step into the jet bridge, and just like that, I'm out of the picture. Richard sits back, smug, like he's won. But I knew the storm was only building. Out in the jet bridge, the man checks his tablet, earbud in, barely a word. He already knows who I am. That the twist wasn't there for him. He was there for me. Back in the cabin, passengers whisper, "Is that Danielle Coleman?" Some remember the tech debates, the Senate hearings, Novamind's work. Others just see another black woman being removed so a white executive can keep his spot. Richard makes a call, talking low, but not low enough. "We have a minor situation. She's claiming 1A. Danielle Coleman a problem for the contract." That's all I needed to know. Wasn't just entitled, he was strategic. All he had to do was stall me, keep me off balance, let the machinery grind me down. But he wasn't alone on that flight, and neither was I. A few rows back, a young woman named Amani, vlogger, fintech analyst, phone in hand, started streaming no commentary, just truth. Within minutes, 500,000 people were watching me get escorted off the plane while Richard sat tight. The narrative spun out first-class discrimination, let her citrial time accountability. That's when the captain gets the message Danielle Coleman is not your average passenger. Federal tech clearance, handle with care. Richard's phone blows up. Stop talking. You're trending. Get off the flight. For the first time, I see him sweat. Meanwhile, I re-enter the cabin with my federal escort trailing, not leading. This time, the air shifts. People sit straighter, eyes locked on me, and Richard stands, defeated, packs up, and moves without a word. I take 1A. The captain's voice comes backboarding resumes. But the war isn't over. Not by a long shot. My phone buzzes Marcia again. Boardroom leak confirmed. Hale was tipped off. There's always a leak, always a mole. I hit my Cobalt app, issue the protocol. Lights shift in the cabin, subtle signals ripple. A man in a polo shirt gets us not crew, but he's with me. Flight attendants receive secure pings. The cockpit locks down. Richard, banished to 4C, scrolls through the memes, watches his reputation tank in real time. But the real game is just beginning. Enter Evelyn Murek's EO, Ether Corp, the company Richard took from her. 72, wise, silent, carrying more scars than trophies. She watches everything, sees right through the charade, calls the purser, introduces herself, and quietly asks to make a statement. As the cabin settles before takeoff, Evelyn stands and, with that old, regal fire, tells the truth. Danielle Coleman, my mentee, was just removed from her seat by the very man who replaced me through manipulation, not merit. The crowd hushes, jaws drop. Suddenly, it's not just Danielle versus Richard. It's power versus purpose. The narrative fractures, passengers murmur, social feeds explode. The story leaves the plane and hits the world. At 35,000 feet, I get the second betrayal. My advisor, Julian, the one who helped me build Nova Mind, flagged for data leaks transmitting sensitive files straight to Ether Corp's shell firm in Zurich. The pain of a told friend, trusted ally cuts deeper than Richard's arrogance ever could. I lock him out, wipe his access, sever him from everything we built. Across the country, his screen freezes, he's out in seconds. And just like that, the personal becomes global. Landing in D.C., agents meet the plane, and this time, it's Richard who gets held for questioning. Cameras catch every momentables, turning never looked so sweet. Meanwhile, DOJ gets the full package evidence of Ether Corp shadow funds, proof of campaign manipulation, the rot exposed for the world to see. Trevor Langley, major shareholder, live streams the confession. We knew. We did nothing. But now you do too. And just like that, a decade of secrets unravels. Federal indictments rain down, boardrooms panic, and for once, whistleblowers aren't punished, shed theory celebrated. I'm summoned to the White House Rose Garden, President Malik shaking my hand, appointing me as lead advisor for AI and ethics. My name etched into law with the Coleman Act, protecting innovators of every color and background. But the victory isn't just my night's, every kid in robotics club, every woman told no, every underdog holding their seat against the tide. A year later, I board a flight again, this time on Coleman 1. My name in gold beside the cockpit, a reserve plaque above seat 1A. I pass Erica Wallace, now lead ambassador for the fellowship, a living symbol of how far we've come. I find a letter from Evelyn's late father, a man who built aviation's ethical code, reminding me, if you build loudly, they can't erase you. For a moment, it's just me, the seat, the memory, and the mission. As the engines hum, I look out, a world change, but not finished. So, tell me, would you have done in my place? Would you hold your seat, fight for your space, or walk away quietly? Because this isn't just about a chair on a plane. It's about every room where power tries to erase purpose. And today, that fight belongs to all of us. Let's hear your story. What seat are you claiming? Drop in the comments, because the conversation is just getting started.